namin, this is the initiative karapatan. Yung ano ng karapatan, talagang very effective yung kanilang paralegal nila eh. So,
paano nila ginawa, General? Paano ginawa ng frente ng CPP, NPA, NDF, ito mga abogado ng mga NPA na karapatan? Paano nila ginawa?
Kasi there was an incident na doon sa Bulacan, which is my area. Ang headquarter ko sa Nueva Ecija, but the whole of Central Luzon, sabi nga ni Dato kanina, na nandun nga ako, may presence ako dyan. And so, yung incident nangyari ng madaling araw na yun, how could I be there, di ba? So, madaling araw nangyari, mayroon daw kinidnap na dalawang babae, estudyante ng UP. Sabi nila, kinidnap doon sa isang barangay sa may Hagunoy, Bulacan.
Karen Imperno, sir.
Karen Imperno at saka Sherlyn Cadapan. But totoo lang, hindi naman sila UP students. They have been out of UP 5 years ago noon. At that time, nang na-incident na yon, si Sherlyn, mga 3 years ata si Karen Cadapan, out of UP. So they were already out of school. No? Actually, nakapasok na sila doon and they became officers or mga commanders na itong dalawang ito doon. That is in my further gathering information sa area, no ha?
Yeah.
Na sila na yung namumuno doon sa mga, lalo sa mga collection, sa mga fish pan owners. Ano yan eh, maraming fish pan dyan sa ng Bulacan eh.
Extortion.
So, yes, extortion. Ngayon, noong allegedly na kidnap ito, I was the immediate accused. Ako kaagad ang nila,
Suspect.
culprit nila. Ako daw ang pakidnap, ako raw ang kidnap. So they were all over media na nung time na yon na mayroon ng UP student na kinidnap namin, ganito. So kami, tinanong din kami ng media. Ako at that time, umabot pa ng 3 days bago ako nakapag-react. Kasi I ignored that information kasi that's a police job. No? Hindi naman yan eh. Police job yan. So sabi ko, pabayaan mo na yung mga police kasi hindi pa naman nila ma-determine who really was responsible. So with that, naging na kaagad ako pa lang noon ang inaccuse at saka wala silang ma-identify ng mga tao talaga. Now, here comes na nagkaroon na sila ng mga witnesses. They went around our detachment at saka pinicturan nila yung mga detachment namin. And one of may jeep silang nakuha doon na nakaparada doon na stainless, pinicturan nila. But in their report, ang kagandahan lang dito, nakakuha ako ng initial na affidavit ng isang witness nila the day after ng incident, nagpunta sa kanya ganito, which were factual actually. Ngayon, nung makuha ko yan, tinago ko lang naman yan muna kasi galing sa police yun. Wala ko namang accusation sa amin actually at the time. Actually, binigyan lang ng police yun sa amin pala and not immediately after that. So, ito na, nagpropaganda sila. Hindi man sila makapag-file ng case sa akin kasi wala naman talagang So, lumipas lang yung panahon nito. Lumipas ang panahon. Until the time na umupo na sila Dilima. But before that, si Dilima kasi naka-encounter ko na yun sa CHR noong inaccuse nila itong 7th Division, retired na ako, na mayroon daw kinidnap ulit sila at kinulong itong Rojas, Melissa Rojas. So we were invited by Dilima to shed light on that. And doon sa forum na yon, doon sa usapan na yon, kasama si Congressman Alcover, John Alcover from Cebu. He's a good guy na anti-com also, dating cadre din ng NPA na nagbalik na yung congressman kasama ko. And then, binisto siya. In front of media, may media coverage yun eh. Kasi daw kami, nagpahayag kami doon sa na ito si Melissa NPA, nakakuha kami document, hindi ito credible na complainant against our kasi foreigner ito. At NPA ito, nakakuha kami ng video. So, nagalit si Dilima kasi we are interfering in their investigation daw. So, pinatawag kami. Pumunta naman kami. Tinanong namin siya kung paano niya si Juliet Dilima, wife of Joma Sison. nagalit siya. Nagalit siya sa amin noon. Kasi, are you treat me as chair dito sa ano, trying to destroy my, ang galit niya kaagad, nag-frantic siya. So, doon nag-umpisa yung labanan namin ni Dilima, na pinahiya daw namin siya, parang gano'n, something like that. Then after that, there was 2007 ata, there was a guy named, during that, during that hearing ni Dilima, may biglang lumabas sa office niya. Because his office was just behind the hall na kung saan kami sa likuran ng chair. Kung saan nag-preside si Dilima sa hall na yon. Lumabas sa kwarto niya, yung isang tao, it was Raymond Manalo. The alleged witness nila na allegedly, kilala ko. Hinampas pa ako ng buti na pigilan ng mga security kasi daw, galit daw siya sa akin kasi ako daw yung nagpa-kidnap sa kanya. Nag-kidnap niya, kilala daw niya ako. Dilima protected her. Tinano pa niya mga security, huwag niyong galawin yan. Ha? Sabi niya, nagalit pa si Dilima sa amin sa mga security dahil hinarang siya takot din siya, baka mabugbog ng mga security ko. So, huwag niyong galawin yan. Sabi niya, tao po yan, something like that. Yun pala, NPA na pala dati yun. Yun pala yung nag-witness sa amin. So that started build up niya sa kaso ko. Si Raymond Dilima, ang swerte ni Dilima at malas namin, nandito pala kasama kong dalawa si Colonel Anotado at saka si Sergeant Sorio, ay naging DOJ Secretary siya. From CHR, naging DOJ Secretary siya at binuhay niya itong kaso na to na wala na si Jamie. Si Pinoy na, actually. So binuhay niya at tumayo ito si Raymond Manalo na witness against me. Nag-witness na against me na ako daw yung nagpa-kidnap at nakita daw niya ako one time doon sa kung saan sila nakulong. Yun ang kanyang narration niya. So, ginawa naman ni Dilima, house show naman yung ginawa nila actually. Because in the first place, nung kaso namin sa DOJ, my accusers, no complainant, never mentioned na involved kami sa kidnapping. They just accused me of arbitrary detention and some others like torture and some other 9 cases, 9 complaints, nine legal complaints. So hinarap namin, sinagot namin, meron akong abogado na tumulong sa akin, pubuno pa, wala akong pera nung time na yun, civilian na ako eh. So hinarap namin yan. We are supposed to be happy na nasagot namin mabuti lahat ng allegations, yung 9 cases, 9 accusations. But very sad also, the DOJ, without our knowledge, bigla na lang dun sa resolution nila, lumabas na they indicted me for the crime of kidnapping and serious illegal detention. And we have no defense on that. Wala kaming defense because that was not included in the complaint. So, sinabmit nila yan sa court kaagad. Buti na lang, nagkamali sila na on the Monday, Saturday, na-monitor na ng kalaban na makukulong ako. So nagpa-interview sila sa na-monitor sa radyo na isang tao ko. Sir, yung kaso nyo, may decision na raw yung DOJ, yung panel of investigators ng DOJ, yung panel of prosecutors. At ipapile na ata nila. Makakasuhan ka raw ng kidnapping. Sabi ko, anong kidnapping? Wala naman sa accusation ng kidnapping. Serious legal detention, wala naman doon. Because ang kidnapping and serious legal detention supposed to be under the law. It's a crime committed by private individuals. And if you are government personnel, the case that should be filed against you is arbitrary detention. Yun lang ang maipile nila sa'yo, or maybe abduction and illegal arrest and arbitrary detention, which were dismissed. Pero ngayon, pinailan nila kami at ang ginawa nila to twist the law, marunong sila, magaling talaga ito sila Edril Olalia saka mga abogado niya. To twist the law, sinabi nila, we did the crime acting as private individual, private citizen. Mayroon bang sinabi sa batas na pwede kang mag-acting-acting? Wala naman eh. Diba? The law is specific na the crime of kidnapping and serious illegal detention must be committed by private individuals. Ganun yun. Pero tinwist nila, we were now acting as private individuals in the conduct of kidnapping and serious illegal detention. So na-file support. Well supported sila. Kasi DOJ mismo. Itong DOJ mismo ang nag-push because dilemma was there. In fact, itong with isa kong co-accused Yusik, by the way, pwede ba mag-appear ka ng konti dito?
Yes, sir. May
ito.
Yeah.
Ano mo yung mas... Sir, si Osorio.
Okay.
Sino si Osor?
Itong nakamas. Itong isang...
Hello, sir.
Hindi naka...
Good morning po.
Saan ba yung aming... ibalik niyo ako sa... Nawala ako sa picture eh. Anyway, ito. Ito si... Ito bali nasa left side ko. Nasa left side ko. Yan. He was only tapped by the army because I requested for a security during the preliminary investigation. Because I lack security. Meron na akong tao sa sarili sa dalawa. Ganyan, no? But nagmamas up sila doon sa DOJ kasi dami nila doon na pag umati ng hearing. Punong-puno yung hall.
Yeah.
And so may threat sa akin. I requested for additional security. Ito ang binigay. Dalawa silang binigay sa akin. Hindi ito si Kernel Anotado. Ang binigay sa akin is another guy, including Osorio. Pero pagdating doon, pinicture-picturean siya. But this picture taking of them was happened only after 3 or twice na naka-attend si Sergeant Osorio sa hearing. And he didn't mind. Hindi siya nakilala. Pero this time na nakasalamin siya, he looks intimidating at that time. Pinicturean siya. And then in the next hearing, they submitted that na ito daw taong ito na naka-eyeglass ng black at that time, ayun daw ang kasama namin sa kidnapping. Tinuro siya. How come? At the DOJ. And it was presided by Navera. Navera died already. But maybe pasensya na sa kaluluwa niya. Isasabihin ko sa niya, he did wrong on this guy. Siya talagang gumawa ng i-recognize niya na ito ay kasama sa makasuhan. Samantalang itong taong ito was duty only in the night before our hearing. Duty siya doon sa ISG kasi may alert sila doon eh. And then, noong paalis na ako because sila yung nag-request kasi ako ng additional security. So, they committed 4 people to me. So sabi ko, sige, kunin mo na. Alas 7 pa lang, alis tayo, traffic. Tawagan mo na. So, nung tinawagan namin, hindi pa ready yung security lang sa incoming na alert. Wala pa yung incoming na alert kasi napaaga yung alis namin. So, tinap siya ng commander niya. Sarge, ikaw na muna mag-secure kay General Parparan. Bigyan ka na lang namin ng 2 days off mo kinabukasan. Sir, pauwi na ako eh. Tapos na ako. Hindi, ngayon lang. Hindi naman magtatagal yan. Pupunta ka na lang muna. Napilitan itong tao pumunta na walang kaalam-alam. So, nilagay ko sila sa security sa likod ko. And then, that was the start of his calvary. Naging kalbaryo niya until now, nandito siya. Kaalam-alam. Hindi siya kilala. Hindi ko siya kilala. Kilala ang taong ito kasi we were never together in any unit. Doon ko lang siya nakilala noong binigay akin. And even with that, I did not even know his name. Kasi may nag-asikaso sa security ko yung mga tao ko. So I didn't bother to ask kung sino sila. So inilagay na lang sila ng aking personal security sa likod ko. So when I was asked kung kilala ko ba ito na sa picture, sabi ko, pasensya na kayo, hindi ko kilala. But they managed to get the name of this guy to the through the army.
Sir, so what's very clear to me right now is ikaw talaga mag-isa kang lumaban before the pre-NTF LCAC talaga, pre-NTF LCAC times kasi right now we have a legal cooperation cluster I'm myself, no, I've been brought to court plenty of times by these fronts of the CPP, NPA, NDF, and their urban operatives like Edre Olalia and Cristina Palabay, no? So, naintindihan ko yung sinasabi mo na yung ano ba nila, yung template nila na kukuyugin ka. 'Di ba mga
Yes.
mga kuyugers yung mga yan eh, 'di ba? Pero wala kaming takot talaga ngayon because it's really the whole of government really working side by side to destroy the CPP, NPA, NDF. And so for me, parang what you did was so heroic and this is terrible, this travesty of justice. Pero I'm not really shocked because the CPP, NPA, NDF talagang binababoy yung mga institution natin, no?
Yes,
That the one that you just told me now is just a terrible travesty of justice, and by the Justice Secretary herself, no?
Yes,
Which
yes.
fortunately she is in jail now, and I hope she rots there.
You know
She
what
rots
you
there.
said?
Yeah.
Isa pa,
Yes, sir.
Ito, Osorio was already part of the complainant, of the complaint.
General
no?
Palparan, sir. Wait a minute, parang there's something wrong with your audio. Parang
Yes.
nag-echo siya,
Oh,
Franco.
ito. Siguro dahil sa computer na magkalapit. Ano
Okay
kaya?
na?
Oh.
Yes, ma'am. Habang inayos yung ano nila, ma'am. Yung,
Sir, ayusin muna natin para marinig,
Yes.
para we won't miss a thing that you're gonna say.
Yeah, okay na siguro, Yosek. Okay na?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ganito, Yosek, one side story lang ito. May sinama na sa complaint ng DOJ, pinupuntahan ng Army, concern ng Army. Kasi wala namang alam yung tao, nag-escort lang sa akin. No?
Yeah.
Pinuntahan nila si Dilema with 2-3 guys ata, approach Dilema at DOJ. Pinakiusap, ma'am, huwag na natin isama si Sardin Osorio. Nag-export lang kuya kay General Palparan, kasi nag-request siya ng additional na security niya. Baka pwede namang tanggalin na natin yan. Hindi naman talaga yan eh. Ngayon, yun nga lang yung time na magkakilala na sila. Hindi sila mag-ano. Ang sabi, talaga ito eh. Ang sabi niya, no, huwag niyo nang tanggalin si Sergeant Osorio. Total, kung hindi naman talaga siya guilty, malalaman naman yan sa court eh. That's how cruel itong babaeng ito. Malalaman naman daw yan sa court. Hindi, ganun kagago. Sorry for the word, ganun ito. Ganun siya magpakulong ng inosente. Pabayaan mo na lang. Bakit daw, sabi niya? Kasi kung tanggalin natin si Osorio sa kaso, hihina ang kaso ni General Palparan. Ganun kagatin, Ganun siya. Hihina daw ang kaso ko, so just for me, inadamay niya yung inosente. Sino inosente ito, ha? Pero dahil hihina ang kaso ko, pag tanggalin ito sa kaso, then wag mo nang tanggalin, pabayaan.
General Palparan, I'm curious. Bakit ganon si former Justice Secretary Laila De Lima? Hindi naman siya CPP, NPA, NDF. So, bakit ganon? Why was she highly invested in And I also heard that during an interview, at the time, the Secretary of National Defense, si Gasmin, said that during an interview, Secretary Gasmin said,
Yes.
when you were going to be put into jail already, para naman mapangiti namin ang Pangulo, which is Pinoy at that time. So,
Yes.
I'm really...
Ang regalo daw niya ako. Ang regalo daw niya ako. Parang,
Because our president right now, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, who's leading the charge in ending, destroying the CPP, NPA, NDF, bago kasi ako sa gobyerno, sir. So, hindi ko naintindihan bakit may ganyang klaseng pangulo at bakit ganun yung sabi niya. Ba't ganun yung sinabi niya? So maybe you can put it together for us, for our people, for our countrymen, the connection between these trapos, these politicians who colluded with the CPP, NPA, NDF. What's the connection there? What do they get out of it, in other words?
well, nauna, nasabi ko na De Lima is the cousin of Julia De Lima, wife of... so mayroon silang kunting blood dun sa leadership ng So that's one. And then as CHR, siyang lapitan talaga ng mga kaliwa.
Yeah.
So of course, magaling silang mangumbinse. So every time na may kakasuhan ng military doon, ang nangyari, she was on their side. Nandun siya. At yun, na-open namin siya dahil binisto namin siya na kamag-anak sila. Because she is not guilty. Ba't siya magagalit? he could just have said na, oh, kamag-anak ko yan, pero magkaiba kami ng linya. Di ba? He could just have simply said that, iba kami ng trabaho. Pero